Welcome back to another resin casting. This time we're going to be doing an experiment with some acrylic paint I have. Hopefully it looks pretty cool. I gotta stop saying that. Let's see if it looks cool or not. Make sure to use the proper safety equipment, nitrile safety gloves, as well as a mask rated for fumes. I use an M7502 mask for this. For this pour, we're going to be using 50 milliliters A side and 50 milliliters B side, equaling 100 milliliters of resin total. Let's mix the two. If you're mixing by hand, make sure to do so slowly and in a very gentle motion, as to avoid introducing air bubbles into the mixture. As you can see, I stir a bit vigorously with the stirring mechanism. That introduced quite a few more air bubbles than I wanted. So I wouldn't really recommend doing it too much. Just enough to scrape off the resin on the sides and then keep it in the middle. Much easier that way. Okay, it's time for the experiment. This is the paint that I'm going to try to use to color it. It's very glittery, so hopefully it looks pretty cool. And I said hopefully again. Let's just see what it looks like. It's a lot more gel-like than I thought it would be, so that doesn't look like it'll mix that well at all. Oh well, it's an experiment, so let's see what happens. I'm hoping it'll combine and become a dark glittery mixture, but it's really not doing that. All it's doing is breaking into flakes and slightly glitterizing the mixture. If I want it to be dark, I am going to have to add in my own color. So let's find some alcohol ink to do that with, after we introduce a bit more glitter. Okay, I want some dark colors, so we'll take this coffee and we'll test it out and see if it'll darken it. Couple drops in, mix it up. That's not going to be enough, so let's grab a black and add that in too. Okay, now it looks a lot more like what I thought it would look like with just the glitter paint. Or I should be calling it glitter gel, since that was not a paint consistency at all. Hopefully, it might work. But, like before, we're just going to flatten the resin by pouring it into these coaster molds to allow the bubbles to rise to the surface. I'm going to spray it with isopropyl alcohol in order to pop any surface bubbles. I did spray the mold this time. You can't really see it on camera, but I did. Oh, that was me mimicking doing it, but I did spray it this time. No, we're just going to grab each coaster and fill in the mold by slowly pouring it from one corner. Even though that's not that slow, try and do it as slow as you can. Okay, now that the mold's all filled up, let's get the lid ready and pour some resin on top of that. We're just going to pour some of the coaster resin on top of the lid, fairly straightforward. And now we let it sit for about 10 to 20 minutes in order to let all the air bubbles, or as many as possible, rise to the surface before we put the cap back on. And I forgot to record it, so here's an artist rendition of what happened. Alright, it's time to check that feels a bit softer than I thought it would. Looks good, and I do like how the sparkle effect is completely invisible until you turn it. But that resin is really soft. Yeah, so is this one. I think something in the gel paint there messed with the curing process, causing it to be really, really soft and malleable. Let's check the big coaster, see if it's just as malleable as the small flashing ones. And oh yeah, it is. It kind of feels like candy when you're pouring out liquid or molten candy and it starts to cure or harden and solidify. It kind of feels like that, or has that sort of consistency to it. Oh well, let's see the dice. Let's check with the dice. Maybe they'll be fine. Based on what I'm seeing, I don't think they will be though. Oh, that's a lot of bubbling. And they got the same glitter effect, which is pretty cool. But the amount of, well, okay, yeah, this was just a big failure all around. And if yeah, that just did not turn out that well. Okay, I can easily bend and warp the dice with just my fingers. Been over 24 hours, so they should have cured to be hard. So something inside that paint is inhibiting its ability to cure hard. Oh well, I don't think I'll ink these. A little experiment could have gone better. Next time I'll only use glitter and try and recreate this effect. Next time though. Let's see, oh yes, as you can see I'm squishing the D10% dice very easily. Okay, I think I'm going to cut this video short. This one was a failure of an experiment, but we'll try it the next time. We'll try it again in the future and see how it goes. Because I will make some nice sparkly dice. Oh, let's transition into some ASMR cutting. That's not cutting, that's squishing. After the squish, we'll cut into some ASMR cutting. I'll cut up that big sheet and we'll call it a video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.